Now this is really interesting. It says Carl.
What in the world is that? I mean, they've never seen anything like it. Hey, it's Jason with Denwerks. Got something really cool today. A 1968 GMC 2500. Really cool, original truck. I love the looks of this thing. Very original paint, and I love the orange. I love how the patina of it is turned out pretty much the way I got it. When I first got it, actually, it had a white canopy with big orange stripes, kind of like the farm truck. I actually have that canopy still. If you like it, you'll see pictures of it in the auction. I don't obviously have it on there now. This is gonna go up for sale on Bring a Trailer auctions right there. No reserve. It has a 396 under the hood, turbo 400, and just a cool old truck. If you want to check us out on Facebook or Instagram or our website, it's Denwerks, DENWERKS.com, and it's an E right there when you spell works. DENWERKS. So check us out if you'd like. Also, if you've got something for sale that you would like us to help with on Bring a Trailer, we'd be glad to help, as long as you think like me and you don't mind showing the good and the bad on things. So we're pretty particular on that in general. So we're going to go ahead and walk around it here, show you different things. Obviously, you can see the marker lights work. We spent a lot of time trying to get the mechanicals right. You know, you can have a beautiful looking rig, but if you can't drive it, that really sucks. You know, so we spent a lot of time on mechanical so you can enjoy your rig for sure, because I like to drive. You can see the headlights work. I know we have one bright light out. I got to change that bulb. That happened the other day, but you can see they all work. And we got blinkers or turn signals. There's the left and there's the right. So all that's working good. So we'll just walk around here in general. You know, the bumper is actually in pretty good shape. A couple little pittings. There's a little couple real small dings, but nothing major. You know, the chrome, there is some pitting, some flaking right there around the grill. A little dent there, some little pitting down here, but overall it actually looks pretty good. I love the way these GMCs look in general. You can see the paint is flaking off in different spots, definitely worn in different spots. It's interesting that the old Chevys and stuff, even from the 60s, 50s and 60s, I think a lot of them had black primer under the fenders, because you'll see the fenders faded out a lot like that and rubbed off up here on the cowl, more than the doors and the back. I saw a 56 Chevy the other day with original paint on the internet, black on the fenders, and then the primer underneath on everything else was kind of a maroon. So you'll just notice that a lot. So very original truck here. The bottom of the fender here is rusted out, so it's missing about a little section right there. It does have new tires on it. They're LT 245/75 16s. It's got 16s all the way around. When I first got it, it had a 16 and a half and 16, so we made them all match. Painted the wheels. We did a lot of brake work on this. It's got new shocks. It's got new exhaust. Engine definitely is a hot rod little motor for sure. Serviced it. Serviced the transmission. So a lot of work went into this truck, and the best thing is you can actually drive it. If you look back down here across the rocker, it looks in good shape. The cab here has a little bit of rust. You know, this is a kind of truck, you'd call it a finished product, so most likely you're not going to be painting this truck. You like it because it looks like this. If you look up here on the hood or the roof, it looks good, but you can see some of the gutter sealant has came out, but overall in nice shape. You know, I think Most of the truck is original paint. I think there's been maybe some touch up in a couple spots, but I don't think so. I think most of it's original paint. If you look at the trim, it has all little dings and little scratches and little chips. I can't point out every little tiny thing, but it is what it is. You can see here a couple extra little screws. Tires do match all the way around, like I mentioned. It does have dual exhaust. These lights are new, and we had to get all those working again. The bed is actually in fairly good shape. You know, all the drain holes are open. It's not rusty. There is a bigger dent, a couple dents right here in the bed itself, but overall the bed's been used, but it doesn't look like it's been abused besides something heavy being in there. In general, slider window in the rear. We'll go ahead and show you. It's got a Barton bumper. We'll go ahead and show you the lights working back here. You can see the lights work, brakes. You can see the license plate light. We got blinkers, and I can't remember. I don't think the reverse lights work, but yep. Oh yeah, they do work. I have another truck that I can't remember if they work. So those are working. We'll walk around here on the other side. You know, basically everything's, the way the paint is pretty uniform. Splotchy in areas and scratches and dings and all that kind of stuff. But overall, it's pretty straight. I mean, you look down the side, you'll see a couple little small little dings up here along the side of the bed. But for the most part, it looks really good. The worst part is on the door up there. There was a little stopper that let the door go open too much, and so it hyperextended a little bit. I'll show you that. You can see some creases. There was actually a crease on the other side over here. You'll see it in the pictures on that side of the bed, but this bottom of the cab looks good. We're going to put it on my lift so you can see it a lot better. You look at the gutter on this side. Again, it looks in good shape overall. Look at the bottom of the rocker. Here's where the door, basically you can see what happened. It came open too far. We have a stopper on it now, but if it comes open too far, it put a dent in it right there. So that's what happened there. Probably a good ding guy could get that out if he wanted. You can see the cowl, same thing. You can see this is kind of a, I don't think they all had that chrome molding around the window. They might have, but it's kind of more of like a deluxe type thing. Again, you can see the trim, all is aged really nice. Hopefully that gives you a good look at the truck in general. You know, it's a cool old machine for sure. So we're gonna go ahead and show you underneath the hood, put it up on my lift, and show you the interior. And we'll start it 2 times. Hey, we're going to take a look at the truck inside. First, I just wanted to show you actually the doors shut pretty nice and the gap isn't bad. You know, overall, nice old truck. Has a new seat cover on it. New door panels. Does have a new dash pad, and steering wheel's been repainted black. But very Spartan across the dash, like all the old vintage pickups in general. I believe, I can't remember, I think I got all the gauges working, heaters working, and everything. It has carpet in it. There was actually carpet in it before I got it. Actually, the seat does not move forward. This is actually a fixed style. You can see the original VIN number and tags. Again, inside, real nice because you can see all the spot welds and everything like that. Across the rocker here, it actually looks pretty good, but underneath the carpet here, there's actually some sound deadener. You can see a couple little holes along this edge here underneath the gasket. When I have it up on my lift, you'll see it. It's actually not too bad, but it does need a small repair, but it's not like you're gonna have to replace the whole rocker like these. So this is actually pretty solid. if you look inside here, it's not hit or anything like that. Everything looks good. Underneath the door on this side looks good. A little surface rust here on the side. If you look inside the door, it looks good. The things that could use is new rubbers and stuff. You know, obviously around the doors and things, but overall it looks good. And one thing I just noticed here, you see that, remember I was telling you earlier, that little catch came undone, and I thought we had fixed that. That had dented, it was previous to me getting it, but it dented that door. And when I was filming there, I did just notice that came undone, so I'll get that repaired for you. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the other side. I'll have Keegan help me because I'm going to show you the windows working, and I also want to check the dome light, and you have to turn the switch. So we'll go ahead and look at this side. Do the window first. The window rolls up and down. I'll do mine. Actually rolls up and down pretty good. I got stuck there just for a second. Again, it needs felts in here. Hit that light. I should have done it when I was over there. Is that, yeah, there we go. So the dome light works as well, and you can see the visors look good. No dents in the roof or anything like that. So overall looks good. I'll show you the inside of the door. Here again, you can see all the original spot welds, which is nice. But here you can see a couple holes along. This is the worst on this rocker over here. But again, I think you could fix this pretty easy if you wanted to. One of the worst things here is this door. You can see some rust here. So if you go across the bottom here, it is rusty, but it's not showing up at the bottom of the door on this side. So that's something that you could fix down the road. Or not fix it at all and just drive it. So anyways, we'll go ahead and show you some more stuff. Hey, we're gonna take a look underneath the hood real fast. There's a lever right there. You just pull it. And hopefully I can do it with one hand. I didn't do it, but I'll try again. There we go. You think I'd learn to get someone to help me, but I never do. So anyways, here we go. 396 underneath the hood, 4-barrel with a Holley carburetor, Edelbrock Performer intake, aluminum intake. A lot of nice stuff with this motor. I took the valve covers off to show you the rockers, all really clean. The motor was rebuilt before I got it, and it's a nasty little motor. For sure. I mean, it's fun to drive, but it's not like uncontrollable or something like that. It's just it's peppy. I'll tell you that for a truck of this size. It's got a turbo 400 transmission, 410. I think it's got 410 rear end in it, which is pretty common for a 3/4 ton truck. It's got 2.5-inch exhaust all the way back. We put new shocks on it. It's got new brakes, drum power brakes. Tires, a lot of different things in general. So fresh tune-up and everything on it. We also went through the fluids, service the transmission. When we did the brakes, we flushed all the fluid as well, and new radiator fluid. So anyways, we'll show you some more stuff underneath the hood here. One of the most important things to me is structure of things. You can see inside here is really nice. It hasn't been hit. You know, it's just an nice old farm truck that hasn't been abused. You know, it's just been used and stuff, but someone took good care of the truck in general. You know, it's obviously not a trailer queen or anything like that. So we'll go ahead and fire it up so you can hear it. It's got power steering, power brakes, which is makes it nice to drive. So, you know, it sounds really good. Runs pretty smooth. Rev it up a little bit. You can tell there's a lot of power, a lot of torque. So also has new motor mounts and everything, and a gear drive, smaller gear drive starter on it too. So anyways, we'll go ahead and show you some more stuff. bad at all. A lot of torque, pretty fun to drive in general. You can see here the steering wheel's not shaking all over the place or anything like that. Like I said before, we did a lot of brake work, so I'll go ahead and lay on the brakes here. Actually stops nice and straight. You can hear that belt squealing a little bit out there. I got to tighten that. We actually had a belt brake earlier, and I don't think we got it all the way tight, but it's got a new belt on there now. So I just wanted to pull over and show you behind the dash and everything like that, what's working and what's not. This little area here, sometimes there'll be a tack in there, and this one doesn't have a tack, but you can see the lights are working. See how those light up, and then also the fuel gauge is working, and I should have showed you a minute ago the speedometer is working. The temperature gauge isn't working right now. I thought I had that fixed. I'll have to double check that, but I don't think we're going to be able to make that work. And you can see the oil pressure is reading good. Also, the radio's not working and the horn's not working. We've got wipers working, and then our blinkers, they're working as well, and our heater fan, got a heat. Actually, I thought I had that working. Do you remember that working? Now I can't remember. I thought I had that heater fan working. I'll double check that for you. A little embarrassing, but hey, it's real life video here, so I'm pretty sure that that functions. Might have blown a fuse or something like that, but I'll double check my cigarette lighter's not working. So anyways, not everything's functioning, but for the most part, gas pedal's working and our gauge is working, and let's just drive. Here we are. We're going to take a look at the GMC underneath. You're obviously going to see all the photos and everything like that, but I think it's important to do a video. I can point out different things, poke on things, and talk about it in general. You know, this is actually the second thing I look at when I look at a vehicle in general. You know, the first thing I look at is like, wow, that's really pretty, you know, but most importantly, I want to hop underneath, see accidents and issues, problems, and stuff. I mean, nothing's worse than having a good-looking car you can't drive. So, as you guys already know, we spend a lot of time making our cars drivable and usable. So, that's what it's all about for us, for sure. So, we'll just start here to the front, to the back. As I already mentioned, it does have new tires on it. I mean, I think we only have like, oh gosh, I don't know, probably 10, 15 miles on it. If you can see, the date code is right there, 3219, the DOT number. When you see 3 digits there, or 4 digits, you just take the 19, 2019. If it said 11, it'd be 2011. Sometimes you'll see 3 digits there. That's pre-2000. So if you saw 329, it'd be 1999. So anyways, tires are in good shape overall. We did, when I first got it too, it had a 16.5-inch tires on the front and 16s on the rear. So this truck originally came with 16.5. So we converted it so it was all 16, so they'd match for you. Tires are all the same size all the way around, and they do match our LT 245 75 16s. Engine is in really good shape. It was rebuilt prior to me getting it. You can see a freeze plug and stuff. It's got new motor mounts. A lot of work's been done to this truck in general before I got it, but we did a ton of work ourselves. It's got new shocks front and back. You can see the shocks there. New hoses, brake hoses. It's got new cylinders, brake cylinders up front. We rebuilt the drums in the rear cylinders, and then it's got new brake shoes up front as well. All the ball joints look good. They're not all ripped up or anything like that. All the dust covers look good, you know, overall. So anyways, the engine is in really good shape. You can see here a little bit of rust at the bottom of the fender. The reason that happens is that drain gets plugged, stuff gets up in there, and it's just a big cavity for, you know, if there's no water, you know, it can't escape, it's going to get rusty. You can see on this side, they basically kind of cut it off in general, but that front of the fender corner is missing. Not too big a deal. You don't really notice it when it's on the ground. You can see it's got dual exhaust all the way back. It actually sounds really nice. It's all welded, no clamps or anything like that. Transmission has a turbo 400. When you see dates, when we put dates on things like 1219, you can see the oil filter 1219. That means when we changed maybe a gasket or changed fluid. So that's just nice for the next guy when he gets it, or maybe down the road. It's like, man, I wonder when that was changed. Well, that's when that was changed. You can see here it's got new hoses into the transmission as well. So we did put a new gasket, new fluid and stuff. We had the driveline rebuilt. We had to put a new yoke on it because when they had it before, they had the wrong yoke on there, so it was leaking. So we put a new seal and had that rebuilt, new U-joint, and then also new carrier, center carrier bearing as well. If you look at the rockers and the frame, you know, body mount looks really good, carries over, it's not all rusty or anything like that. You will see a little bit of rust through right there, and that basically is where that gasket is when you open the door that I was showing, but the rest of the rocker looks really good. This wouldn't be too hard to repair. I probably wouldn't mess with it too much. You can see the back of the cab looks good on this side. This here is just like rubber. Back of the cab looks good, except this corner is a little rusty. If you look at this rocker, actually pretty nice. Body mount looks good on this side. We'll just take a look at the driver's side. This one's a little worse. Someone's did a little patch across there, but again, this wouldn't be that bad to fix. A little hole right there, but you can see the body mount. This is what's important, is the body mount. The rest of the rocker on the inside looks really good. Take a look at the outside here. You know, this truck's got plenty of patina. You know, it is pretty much original paint, so it's actually in pretty good shape for its age. You can see the back of the cab. It looks excellent. I haven't seen any problems with the frame or anything like that. Exhaust is really new on it. I think that's probably a 2.5-inch pipe. There's our new shocks. We rebuilt the cylinders back here, new shoes, and then new drums in the back. You can see the backside. We didn't paint the outside. The backside, you can see it's a little shiny. So brakes have all been done. New shoes in the front, new shoes in the back. Cylinders, new cylinders up front, and then rebuilt these ones here. You can also see new brake hose, rubber brake hose here as well, and the rear end is a 410. You can see the code right there, and again the 1219 has new gear oil, and we repainted this, cleaned it, repainted it, and it's actually got new axle seals on it as well. You can see the exhaust is finished out nice in the back. You know, overall, nice truck, mechanically in really good shape. So if you got any questions, give me a jingle. You can make comments on the auction. We would be glad to help. It is no reserve, so top bid's going to get it. Be a great truck for somebody. So love the patina on it. Have a great day and happy bidding.